I will keep repeating this over and over. If you keep in any type of cryptocurrencies on exchanges, better move them to your cold storage. In order to prevent from any type of theft or liquidity crack, I will repeat this as a broken record. Don't keep your crypto on exchanges. Today I will have the crypto market a vetting, and we'll look through what might be the next in terms of the possible collapse in this cryptocurrency house of cards. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Blockrevision. Today about the problems, geopolitical problems, and as well economy as a large, ending up with some trade idea element. So let's begin. So starting over with economy view, we are jumping at first to the very hotly debated topic as missile strike in Poland. So Poland has recently suffered from this Russian-made missile that landed inside NATO member country. So Poland has suffered from this I would say bombing type of element that dropped above the territory. It's right now a very hotly debated topic on at G20 summit in Bali, that were world leaders diffusing a potential escalation of war. Duda, president of Poland, said that US has already sent experts to investigate the site as part of joint operation, and afterwards Stoltenberg just got back to this, told that there's no indication that Russia is preparing offensive military actions against NATO. So as being in Poland and observing right now how the things are going, Poland with high probability will hold the water, in my opinion. So in terms of hold the water in terms of whose the missile really was and where it came from. Poland won't take any audacious steps before NATO agreement. So that's neither China nor US don't have any type of approval for entering with their forces on a larger scale. Right now there is a looming crisis above the world, and neither this nor that side wants a conflict to get even stronger. Chinese real estate and debt problems have got into the bones of the economy, and also high interest rates that already stunting growth on the US side are the biggest headwinds that pushing those countries back from a acceleration of the type of military forces to eventually bring in much more of global tensions. So right now, if you have just watching through at the Polish zloty or at the gold contracts, you may find that there are no serious elements that may spook the spook the global order right now, that is rather like a fake tendency that has been visible on the charts rather than the natural turn into a bigger escalation. In terms of possibly the also calming down of tension side is this Joe Biden and Xi Jinping meeting. Recently, those guys have been debated about the risk of the listing of hundreds of Chinese companies from the US due to audit issues that were previously questionable. So, such companies as Alibaba Group Holding might have difficult problems if those issues won't get resolved. So right now this meeting has generated hopes of warmer ties between these two superpowers. After crossing swords, US and China finally loosening these verbal and military tensions, at least for now, that were rising already throughout weeks. So companies out of the US, I don't find they will find a breach with those with Chinese one after that very audacious words being spoken by Mr. Biden that he won't allow any type of workers out of the US to cooperate with Chinese companies. That's why I don't find that this breach might be built out now, but I do find that for now at least those tensions may fade away between those two countries. So we'll supervise this relation and we'll get you informed. So right now let's get into market outlook, and on the market we have the JP Morgan's justification that right now is coming into a limelight. JP Morgan said that they rather think about selling into strength, selling on strength many of the companies rather than buying them right now. So with Fed funds rate close to 5%, recession due to JP Morgan may get much stronger and much harder. So the only one reason for this one to eventually revert is this more meaningful pivot proposed by Fed. So by JP Morgan right now it's not really possible, as even if this optimism may maintain for a bit longer, those moods may get tempered by the still elevated recession risks. So even if those CPI data proves anomalous, we don't have any type of guarantee that the Fed will eventually step away and will slow down its rate hike. But we have such of a great probability that this slow may happen. So right now JP Morgan will use the rally from the last week as an opportunity to moderately reduce their equity bidding on the market. So that may be a kind of a that may stop the eagerness on the bulls side. Right now let's get into a crypto outlook and what we got out there. Another Lehman Brothers event, so we are talking over right and after about this FTX issue, where many of market governors, many of companies governors say that may be a nail in crypto markets coffin. So, for instance, Hive Blockchain's Holmes CEO said that he finds there is a high possibility of making other companies to collapse after that event that happened with FTX, but he doesn't know who might be next. So FTX tumble into bankruptcy has affected many companies. Among them, there is a I will just show you out what I mean. So there are many companies that have been exposed to FTX. The main of them, main was Binance, that had around 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash, but he has started to liquidating this before this collapse happened. So he's supposed to be the one player that is to go through that storm with a no much of the perturbances. BlockFi, however, had 400 million revolving credit facility with an option to buy it for up to 240. Celsius also is on the list of a possible bankrupt. Bankrupt crypto lender Celsius Network said in a tweet that it had 3.5 million Serum tokens on FTX, as well as around 13 in loans to FTX-linked Alameda Research, and that also nailing that might be also a nail into a coffin of that company that also had some reputational issues recently. Coinbase, however, that might be maybe too big to fail, but also have some problems and laying off process that have been going through, that had right now around 15 million bucks worth of deposit on FTX, and said it had however, he had $5 billion in cash and cash equivalents at the end of quarter 3. So it's kind of a large entity in terms of coin shares. That also some of the remittances, right? The Crypto.com that also on that been linked on around 10 million bucks. Galaxy Digital and Galois Capital that also had some remittances over there. Genesis that as we find here had some issues that had decided to halt customer withdrawals we make of FTX collapse. So Genesis has 2.8 billion in total active loans as the end of the third quarter of this year. So it's kind of a large entity that also may bring another type of sell-off for in the cryptocurrency market. So Genesis team says it works right now to help customers redeem funds from the earn program as quickly as possible, but this might not get restored anytime soon. So the cascade of the problems is getting bigger and bigger. Let's find out what we got next. There was Kraken, Silvergate Capital Corporation, and Voyager Digital that has had also kind of a great chunk of it. So as you can find, the problems may not stop on FTX alone. That's why I do find that it's not definitely the not good time to enter the crypto market right now. Also, if you just track what happened during 2018 market collapse, there were sell-offs being made by miners. So even if those miners are not directly exposed to Alameda and Bankman-Fried, all Bitcoin miners' margins have been compressed, for whom high energy costs are compounding the problem of falling crypto prices. So right now we are not only have the possible black swans around those companies that are from crypto space, but also those companies that been listed on Nasdaq, for instance, or other miners that haven't been that regulated. So we have that many threats that I would rather stay away from a short or medium term long positions on crypto. The question is right now, how many more moments like this we need to experience before CFTC will sway the crypto scene even more. So one thing right now is almost certain: this will elevate the urgency for Congress to act to pass legislation that would give the CFTC more authority to regulate cash markets. And among crypto proponents, CFTC previously been noticed as infamous organization. Right now, however, it's becoming one of high desirable. This event that happened definitely won't go unnoticed. So next regulation may eventually happen to the market. Right now, let's have a look at what's the condition of the crypto as a whole. Fear and Greed Index showing that we are somewhere around 22 points. So it means we are not anywhere close to capitulation levels in the short term or medium term perspective, back as it was during this lunar crash that brought prices back down to 11,000. That's why I do find that maybe another black swan may come around and bring those valuations even lower. In terms of Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves, we can find that we have collapsed this tendency and right now having some issues of returning back over there. Looks like Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve is the story that eventually won't be convincing for next turn of investors that may come after the next halving. So this fairy tale about never stopping Bitcoin in a logarithmic side, I would say won't speak to them, and another story that will push the prices maybe eventually fought up. All right, so we are over with these elements right now. Let's get over to our analysis. Losing money in Bitcoin analysis shows that around 40% of retail crypto app users are men under 35, and data spanning 95 countries from 2015 to 2022 indicates the vast majority of app downloads occurred when Bitcoin's price was above 20,000. So right now on this NUPL net unrealized profit loss chart, you may find that the current price of Bitcoin regarding these metrics are just falling to the around territories that have been seeked for rebounds in the previous cycles. Right now we are still above this minus 25% level, and that's still seek to get lower. So in terms of there is a that equation had to get to an UPL, and we are taking unrealized profit loss so for this add up the market value, the current price. We also taking a notice on realized value, that that's the price when it last moved from one wallet to another wallet, and also there is market value that is calculated by dividing those elements together. So right now we can find that many of crypto investors are at loss, and that may persist until the revert eventually happen. But with that tendency right here, I would say that will be very difficult for reversal very soon. So NUPL, that's exactly the chart. In the tomorrow's edition, I will probably show you another metrics that are worth following in terms of possible rebounds on the crypto market. Right now, let's get to market movers, and in terms of this one, I will show you economic calendar. Today we had inflation rate out of the Great Britain. It's switched this week. All right, so we had the inflation rate out of Great Britain, and it's really scary tendency where we are accelerating this inflation even more. We are on the level haven't been seen since 70s in Great Britain, and that's definitely something that also is a head scratcher for governance. So the main problems are the upward pressure elements coming from housing, household services, gas and electricity. So the Europe has the problem about this energetic crisis, and it's only getting bigger for now. Inflation rate from Canada has slowed down, so that's America right now is getting out of this persisting problems, and this curve may eventually plateau. So Canada is doing satisfactorily well. We have awaited today for retail sales, and retail sales from US is also winding up, so that's also concealing. So for tomorrow we are waiting. Oh yeah, we have some of the Fed's members yet speaking. Fed Waller, and tomorrow, we are awaiting the housing market type of ratings. In terms of another element that is that's right now a trade idea. In terms of trade idea, let me find out. So yes, in terms of trade idea, we will have for today the very interesting chart. Let me find out. Yeah, I'm maintaining that USD WTI would be in a fine place to trade. We are right now getting through this type of consolidation. Recently we had this dip, and that eventually has broken the structure of rising higher highs, higher lows. Right now we are heading backwards after breaking out of this pennant structure that I've told you two episodes ago. We are right now heading into another lower point, and that's around 83 area. So for this one, however, I do expect USD WTI to hang on at those levels for a while before it eventually return lower. So in terms of trade idea, I will analyze everything from scratch. However, in terms of the fundamental and positioning background, I will just send you to previous episode that's been transmitted on Monday, where I just have put out my point of view on that issue, where the US dollar to WTI crude oil might go in a medium-term horizon. However, in terms of taking a bet against USD WTI, there will be this type of trade to take. We are heading lower right now. So what I mean, possible entrance should be found at this resistance. So if we just manage to revert back, make a pivot on a daily basis, I would expect this area, or I would just move it. I do expect this area as a returning point and moving down further. So in order for this to happen, this type of chart should eventually rebound out of this recently formed basis and turn to 86 around area. Afterwards, the risk-reward ratio bet at 4.6 level should be at your hands. So USD WTI right now is forming a basement, but I do expect this one to rebound from here once again. So in today's episode, that's everything. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any question, just put it in the comment section below the video. I just check out whether you have posted any questions. I just remember you about the possibility of attaching questions in the chat on the live basis. If you haven't, I'll just invite you to post the questions below the video after recording ended. So today that's everything, and have a great day. See you tomorrow, 8:45 Eastern.